So good evening, everyone.
I would like to know from you, are you able to hear us? Are you able to see us? There's some new feature that I tried on this Restream platform.
And it was all confusing. We tried, but it didn't work. So we thought we need to go back, and we are confused. Guys, can you see us? Can you hear us? Are we live with you guys? Can you just give a thumbs up?
Okay.
Kshitija, Shri Vidya.
Okay.
Okay, so let's start. I think we are live.
Yes, so like you all know, we come here every Friday night at 9 p.m. to help you ace in your career. And why do we do that? Who are we? So I'm Nutan, I'm a career and a life coach, and
I'm Dheeraj, I'm a career coach, life coach, and a business coach. And both of us together, we create this company, ND Life Coaching.
Yes, so today, like I said, I just tried something new and I overcame that hesitation that I'm going live. What if it messes up? What if something goes wrong? I worked through those inhibitions and fears and I said, just let me go there and take a chance.
Yep.
Because when you take a chance is where you grow, right? So today I'm going to also talk about something which many of us want, but we don't take that risk. Why? Because somewhere in our mind, we have these inhibitions.
Yes.
What are those inhibitions? How can you overcome that? And how can you really have a wonderful career by applying something what we are going to talk on today? But before that, let me start by telling that we help mid-age people. Mid-age people is people with 12 to 15 plus years of experience to help them when they're going through a career stagnation, career transition, facing some challenges in their workplace, probably looking out for a new job or not getting the appraisal or the promotion which they were desiring. And that's the time they come to us and we are able to help all these people over this entire decade, each time they've got the results that they have wanted. So that's why we are here today again. And today it's a very beautiful topic which comes straight from our heart. We are really, really thrilled to have all of you here tonight. And today we are going to talk about something that all of us crave, both of us to really live our life based on that. But I'm sure for everyone, it's an integral part of your life, and that is friendship. Interestingly, despite spending most of our time at work, we all know this, right? That every lifetime, the maximum time that we spend is time at work. And we know that those are the most important waking hours of our day, right? And in spite of all of that, we never take that effort to build these valuable connections there, to build some friendship there. Why does it happen?
I think the biggest reason why this happens, because many of us fear that probably forming friendship at work might hinder our professional growth. We also worry that people might misjudge us, or they might misunderstand our intentions or question our professionalism. Or I feel maybe it could be that we think that our colleagues are too busy and we don't want to impose them. So this is one of the reasons that probably we are scared of forming friends in our workplace.
So, all of you who are attending the live session, I want you to let me know which of these things have come in your way of developing friendship at work, right? Whether your intentions will be misjudged, or probably people will question your professionalism, or you think that other people are really very busy and I don't want to impose myself on them. While you're answering this, I want you to just pause and think about this. Are these fears genuinely true? Or probably they are based on just few bad experiences that I've had in the past. So when I joined the workforce, I probably tried creating friends and something wrong happened. And after that, I made a promise to myself that never ever, from now on, I'll ever make good friends at my workplace, because there's a commercial world and people are not friends here. They're only here to ensure that they grow and they leave you behind. Or probably someone made fun of you, or whatever a bad experience was. That could be one reason. Or probably it's a general public opinion, right? People say commercial world mein dosti nahi ho sakti. But just think, do these concerns genuinely reflect the entire truth? It may be true to a certain extent, but is it the whole truth? If not, then let's imagine a beautiful environment. What could that environment be?
Like, for example, I want all of you to just imagine you are entering your office and there are people cheerful, smiling, giving you high fives, and they're greeting each other very warmly. You've been welcomed there. You know what happens with this? It immediately lifts your energy and mood, doesn't it? Now, this positive atmosphere can significantly boost your efficiency, performance, and because your energies are high, because I believe if I have to perform, then energy is the key. Energy is everything, and that something will happen. Just imagine. Also, you can think about.
So, before you get into this, Dheeraj, I remember when you were just specifying this, I remember when we first time attended Tony Robbins' workshop.
Yeah,
so it was the first time we had traveled to the US. We were walking into a place which was unknown. We had never attended a workshop internationally. There were all people from all parts of the world. They were all walking in. There was security check happening. Can you believe there's a security check happening about your bags or what you've carried before you enter the workshop? So somewhere, of course, it was a tense environment, because both of us in a new land, walking into a new space, which is very unknown. But all of a sudden, what happened? The minute we entered the passage, there were people both the sides, and they were giving us high five. They were wishing us good morning. They were saying you're going to have a wonderful workshop. That energy was so contagious that before we could enter that dark space where there were hardly dim lights for the workshop, with that chilled environment that Tony really works in, our life state was so high.
Yep.
And that, I think, set the pace of the day.
And it was not only us. There were approximately 5,000 people there, and all of them, by the time they're inside, they're so high. Everybody's so energetic because the welcome itself was so powerful.
Wouldn't you love to work in such an environment? I would really want to know from all of you that you enter the office and there are people wishing you good morning, good afternoon, whatever time that you work, because people work on different time zones, and they're giving high fives and welcoming you with a smile. I think it'll be a wonderful space to work with.
Absolutely.
The other thing that you can think about is,
It's like if you need help with the project, because we all work on project and we always need help, you can easily approach a colleague without hesitation. Like most of the time, you hesitate because you feel वो मेरे बारे में क्या सोचेगा, फिर बाद में वो ये करेगा, वो करेगा. These are all the thoughts going on. Now imagine there's no hesitation. Similarly, you're out there helping others also, solving their issues. The entire team, regardless of department, are supporting and encouraging each other to achieve the overall organization goal. It is not more about my department, your department. मेरा हो गया, अभी तुम देख लो. No, together, all departments come together and achieve the organization goal. Imagine the growth, the potential for the organization and for yourself in such an amazing, friendly environment.
so, if this is something which sounds like a dream that you would like to pursue, then tonight we are here to help you create such a work culture wherever you work in the organization that you are. Because the most beautiful thing that I learned was become the change that you want to experience.
Absolutely.
So why wait for someone else? We have worked in a particular manner, being very so-called politically correct, being very diplomatic. If it's work for you, fantastic. If it's not work for you and you feel that I would love to have such a warm environment, then why can't you be the brand ambassador, the first one to initiate this?
Yes.
How do we do that? That's what we're going to share here today. Practical strategies to build strong, supportive relationships with your colleagues through effective communication and mutual support. So what's the first thing that you can do to build these strong workplace relationships? Really take efforts to know each other. So whenever you go during meetings, there are larger gatherings, right? Once in a while, there's something called as a town hall or a board meeting, or where the organization is coming, the top management is coming and sharing what is their vision and mission in whatever way, that there's some change or there's something that's going to be announced. These are generally bigger meetings. Whenever that happens, don't just enter, sit on your seat, go with 4 or 5 people just interact with them, come out, and the day is over. Instead, reach out to newer people, meet them, strike conversations with your peer, get to know them on a personal level, not just through work discussions. So once you introduce yourselves to them, then really take that effort to know about them, probably in the snack time, the lunch time, and then continue that effort even when you've returned back to your workspace. But most important is be genuinely interested in them. It's just not because it was an activity, it is done, and after that you've forgotten each other. We all know we are busy, but we can always find time when we feel that it's really very important. So take efforts to know each other. That's the very first thing that you can do. When you enter a new organization, you can do it in the very beginning. Meet all the people on your floor, introduce yourself to them. Don't hesitate that this doesn't belong to my department. It doesn't really matter. But even when you're working, do this when there are larger gatherings and meetings.
Second, trust is the foundation. Trust is built when you consistently show up and deliver on your commitments. So if you're the guy who's completely committed and delivering what you promise again and again and again, that's how trust is built. And second, prioritize your tasks well and ensure you can meet your deadlines. That's how people start trusting that, this is the guy who's committed. Once he says, it's done. That's what you will build relationship by first, even in husband and wife, even in friend, any relationship if you
Absolutely.
see. The key is first they need to build trust. So that's whenever marriage happens and couples come here and they say that, it's been 3 months. I said, no, you need to first give a year to yourself, both the partners, so that you're able to build that trust. So that's the second.
Then, of course, one very important skill, be a good listener. Something that you're doing right now, you're listening to all of us. That is something really very crucial. There is so much running on your mind. You tend to get so involved in your thoughts that you're not really listening to the other person. We all need that one person in our life, someone who can listen to us when we are going through tough times. So when you do that for others, just listening to someone's challenges, it's like half the battle won for them, right? Then probably if you have certain experience or expertise on that problem that they have just shared with you, then offer your solution. But first, really be sure that you did listen to them completely, and then you open your mouth to really share a solution. So that's the third thing.
So all those people are listening now. Either you're completely listening to us, or you've just kept this on and you're focusing here and there. Then that's where the difference is.
Absolutely.
That's
correct.
your way of life. That's your pattern. Change that pattern. And that will be a pattern everywhere. It will be a spouse. It will be your kids. It will be a friend. It will be a parent. They will be saying one thing. Tum sunte nahi ho. And that's something you need to be. Fourth, appreciation. Acknowledge someone's efforts and give them a shout out. Wow, you did a great job. Wow, amazing. That's what is, I feel many a time the challenges that we are living in a world where it's so easy to criticize. It's so easy to complain. It's so easy to blame. But the most difficult part is to appreciate. So why not appreciate your colleagues? Why not appreciate your juniors? Why not appreciate your boss whom you want to build a relation? Why not appreciate what they're doing rather than only trying to criticize? And second, never be stingy with appreciation. You can, continuously go and appreciate people for whatever they're doing. Usme kanjusi mat karo. And it can significantly impact someone who is struggling, because we know that whenever we were appreciated by our juniors, by especially boss or colleagues, it feels so amazing. It feels so nice. That appreciation is so important. So don't be stingy on appreciation.
Then fifth one, share your knowledge.
Yeah.
That's one thing which I really find in people. They don't want to go out there and share their knowledge. Why? Because they want to keep that mastery with themselves. But if there is something that you're truly good at, go there, share that subject, offer to train others, offer to really teach that skill which you're really mastered. Probably the language, probably that subject, probably some course you have done, some certification, some new technology tool, whatever that you've learned on your own. Just go and share it with others. That's one way of really building some strong relation, because we're all pressed for time. And if you go and share, tomorrow someone is sharing it with you. It's like 10 people learning 10 different things. And then all these 10 people know all those 10 different things. Or I have learned one thing, I keep it to myself. The other 9 have not benefited, but I have also not got benefited, right? So really be very keen to share your knowledge. Then, of course, more important than knowledge is your life experiences. When you have gone through certain phases of life, those phases which were really tough, and you are wishing that there was someone who could tell you how you can really progress through this phase. If you have been through such life experiences, then help others to make some well-informed decision.
So true.
Decisions could not only necessarily be related to professional life, or whether I should choose this course or whether I should choose this career path, but it can also be difficult phases of life, motherhood, relationships, struggling with the child, what he or she is going through, facing a teenage child and he not really behaving well with you, or probably challenges through illness, something that you've experienced, and tomorrow you can share it with others so that they become really more well informed on how do I really deal with this calmly and patiently.
Absolutely. Next, very keen, this is very important. Be a very joyful and cheerful person. Don't be a dukhi atma that you, oh, good morning. Don't be that. Hi, good morning. How are you doing? Be joyful. People are drawn to those who exude energy and happiness. Everybody gets attracted to such a person. And Also try to avoid being complacent. Become the person you want to spend time. You would love to spend time with. That's the kind of person you should become so that everybody wants to spend time with you. So be always cheerful, always joyful, always smiling, because that spreads. It's how do I put the right? I'm not getting the word.
It's contagious.
It's contagious. It spreads. Everybody loves that. That's what you should be doing.
Seventh, one of the most important thing, avoid gossiping. You know, when you gossip about someone, you push people who are really sincere and introvert. It's when I'm gossiping about him to someone else, he would think that tomorrow she's going to gossip about me to that other person.
So true.
And that often becomes the root cause of office politics. Someone would hear something wrong and go and inform that to the other person, and you will suffer.
तेरे को मालूम है क्या वो क्या बोल रहा था क्या क्या बोल बोल हो गया
Absolutely. And that is where you mess up relationships. So avoid this habit of gossiping, because when you do this, when you don't gossip about anyone, you by default build trust, and that brings unity to the team, and genuine relationships blossom from there. So avoid gossiping at any cost.
Next, step out of something which is called your comfort zone. Don't live there, because if you're going to be in your comfort zone, it's very difficult to go out there and build relationship. Which means it is so easy in the world that we live to be so self-obsessed about and so much absorbed in your own priorities that you have done and your own work that you don't have time to go out. So be careful about that. Second, make the effort to think about and empathize with others. Now, this is very important. Empathize with others. Try to see what is this person going through. Probably I've also been there. Probably this is what I've been through. So he's also going through the situation. Step out. And finally, supporting others requires time. Building relationship requires time. It requires efforts and focus. You can only build relation with someone else if you come out of your own self. Till the time you're going to live in your own self, you cannot come out and build relations. So come out of your comfort zone, and then you will see if you do so, this pays you off in the long run.
So, you know, I was just before coming here for live, I was chatting with one of my clients. In the session, when I was talking to her, she was telling that she's really going through a tough phase in life, which I obviously know. But the tough phase has become even tougher because she goes through a lot of loneliness. And, you know, she was figuring out, she was saying, weekends, I really find it very difficult. And that is why I want to reach out to people. But that is a time when people don't have time. So many of them would be out there going through the same thing. So I asked her this one question. When you're going to there, are you going there as a giver or you're going there as a receiver? If you're going there as a receiver, that you're lonely, so you want to spend time with them, they should avoid all those important things which they have to do on the weekend, and you'll go and enjoy time with them. That means you're going there as a receiver. And when you keep going there to receive, then obviously people stop avoiding you. They start avoiding you. They don't want to be in touch with you, right? So it's very, very important for all of us to understand. Yes, we are busy. Yes, there's a lot of work. The company is really pushing you. And that is why it's so easy to become self-absorbed. But you know what? Stretching yourself a little bit, probably allocating 30 minutes of your day towards this activity will truly, truly make this work environment so beautiful that you will want to go to work every single day. You will not worry that, oh God, I'm experiencing this low time of my life. What if someone notices? What if someone tells anything? Because it will be a trusted, a secured environment that you'll be working in. In today's ever-changing workplace, which is influenced by technology, innovation, and AI, all of us face stress. You know what is that stress? That stress is about becoming irrelevant, redundant, just like that.
Yeah.
And because of that fear, I keep looking at courses and I keep investing money, but I don't find the time to learn those new skills. But there's a constant pressure to build that new skill. Then we are also exposed to diverse cultures.
So
You're
true.
talking to someone from the US, UK, Philippines, and different language, Japan, and you don't know what to do because something that you express may not be working with them. So that also is a pressure that's on you continuously. The best way to combat this is to cultivate a supportive and an encouraging environment. Imagine the first time you're going to go and talk to a Japanese client, and you have someone of your peer coming and telling, you know what, if you're going to talk to a Japanese client, these are the things you can do to build a rapport. And instantly, that advice of 30 seconds can change the entire way that the conversation will flow. Wouldn't you be so thankful to that person to strike a balance in the very first moment with that client? These small little things can make so much of a difference. But you know what? We never sit and think that I could have gone and helped someone else. And that is why it's really very important to build this culture. You can also gain one thing more when you do this.
So now a culture should be where you can freely, okay, absolutely freely ask questions to anybody. It can be a colleague, it can be a junior, it can be a boss. Whatever questions that you have, you can ask them. Second, you can seek help. That is so important. How will I seek help? Third, get advice.
So if I have friends all around in my office as my peers, I can freely go and ask questions. I can, without any hesitation, seek help. I can go out there and say, I don't know this. Can you help me do this? And I can get advice. I have got some opportunity. Should I take this or no? If I want to grow, is this the right path or that the right path? I want to interact with this person. Tell me, how can I do this? I want to reach out to that stakeholder. Is this the right way to present my idea? We can get such wonderful advices if we have such amazing relationships. But this requires mastering the art of building strong relationship. And that's where we shared these important pointers, 8 pointers that you can really work on. So let's go through them quickly before we tell even more advantages of having amazing relationships at your workplace. So first thing, take efforts to know each other.
Second, trust is the foundation.
And that can only be done when you are building that consistently, when you show up and you deliver on your commitments. Third, be a good listener. Listening from your heart is what is a good listener, right? Your ears are open, you're all ears. Your body language shows that you're interested in that person.
Fourth, always believe that appreciation is the key to build amazing, significant relationship with people.
Fifth, share your knowledge, not necessarily just the professional knowledge, but also your life experiences with people, which can help them to make better decisions.
Sixth, be a very joyful and cheerful person.
Seventh, the most important thing, avoid gossiping.
And then step out of your comfort zone. These are the 8 things.
When you do these 8 things, you will by default build some great relationships. Another thing that's really happening today, that complexity at work, is collaborating on projects with people in different locations. If you look at the jobs posting everywhere, literally in every job I see collaboration as a skill expected. And collaboration is smoother when you know each other. Building these relationships also helps you get recognized. So like I said, you give a shout out. When you're doing this for others, others also will give a shout out for you when you've helped them. I've seen individuals getting recommended for promotions, getting those salary hikes, even getting saved from layoffs. I think he's a great guy, a great asset to our organization. He may not know the skill. We can train him, but we can retain him. This is also what happens if you have amazing relationships.
Of course, you get job opportunities through references from your previous company peers who would have now moved to new organization. That's one of the biggest ways that people are getting jobs. Finally, at the end of the day, what we would like to conclude is building strong relationships helps us to stay emotionally and mentally fit. Remember, we are humans who are born of emotions. If you remove that emotional part, then we are so dry and there's no juice in it. And that's why we are living insecure, fear, anxious. So build amazing, and that's why you need to be emotionally and mentally fit. It creates wonderful memories and stories you can cherish long after your work life. So
narrating to your children, to your
Yeah.
grandchildren, on how you had such amazing work relationships and how you helped each other. That's going to help them also do the same thing and replicate. And that is why it's important to make that effort so that all of you together can be emotionally and mentally fit. Learn to communicate in a way that builds bonds of friendship rather than fostering competition and fear. So, if you are interested in having such amazing work relationship, then it's your responsibility to transform your workplace. Try doing this. Believe me, you'll be so happy and not come back home exhausted, but come back home with so much of energy and joy and cheer. And everyone at home will welcome you in that same state, because now you're going there out, sharing that joy, not really sharing your exhaustion and saying, please don't talk to me now, I'm really exhausted. And that will really impact your family life too. So let's really take this effort to build amazing relationship with our peer and live a wonderful, happy work life and family life.
Absolutely. And just a small tip that will help you to have amazing relationship with people and have mastery on relationship. You need to have first mastery on your emotions. Learn to do that. If anywhere, because one thing that I've achieved in 30 years of my work life and spiritual journey and whatever we have learned from our life, we have learned how to have mastery on emotion. Emotion doesn't happen to us. We create that. If you want to learn that, if you need any help, any tip on that, please reach out to us. We'll be more than happy to share with you that how do you master your emotions, because when you have mastery on emotion, then only you'll be have amazing relationship with people. So once again, thank you very much, all of you, and see you again on next Friday on
How to
Ace